Hey guys, hope you're doing well today. I'm going to do my trade review for the day. I had two trades, one on the SPY this morning and the other one on ZM, which is another stock. So let's get into this right away here. So we had a gap down open today in the markets, pretty weak overall. And generally we were looking like I was kind of ready for anything in the sense. I was ready to short if we were going to see some heavy panic. And I was also ready to buy the dip if we were starting to fail to break the lows, you know? So I was being very versatile in my thinking. I was ready for anything. That's the number one thing. So what happened was we initially moved higher. Now these are the pre-market levels on the SPY real quick here. And now actually the chart I was looking at, it was this one, SPX 500 USD. I had this chart up here. And this was a good reference because it shows you all the previous overnight action too at the futures chart and everything. So basically this is what happened. We moved up initially on the open and we kind of tested, we came up to test this sort of resistance, 294.40-ish. We came up right to it and then we started to tighten up in this range here. Now this right here is when I started to spark my attention. So we came up, got the first sell right there, which got bought up into right up to this resistance, sold off, and then we got a two-legged sell-off and then another little dip buy there. And now at this point, it looks kind of like one of those head and shoulders patterns where you have the high, a higher high, and then a lower high, and we have like a clear base of support here. So I was interested in getting short this market if we were going to see a loss of this, which was approximately 293 on the SPY. I grabbed the 288 puts at 9:46 a.m. on SPY right there on the first break. Now look at this right here. You see we got the break. I was seeing some selling action. Now I wasn't just looking at the SPY, I was looking at the Qs and the financial sector. Very important, guys. We got our initial break, came up to retest, couldn't get above 294, and then we got the sell, the big sell. At this point, the puts were lighting up. So I got into the puts here. I took off one of them relatively quickly, and then I took off the other one relatively quickly after that. So nice scalp there for some decent profits. About a 2-to-1 risk to reward on that trade in general. Okay, so nice SPY puts. Now very important to be nimble with your entries and exits, guys. You want to be getting out of the trade when it's going your direction, because the point of it is if you buy a put, you need someone to buy it off you so you can make a profit. Okay, now obviously with the SPY and Apple options, there's so much liquidity that generally you don't have a problem with that. But if you want to sell it at a ridiculous price to somebody and take a profit, you need to be selling it while the price is going in the direction you want it to, right? So with puts, the price needs to be going down, and generally you want to be selling it when the price is going down. All right, so that was the first trade on the SPY. I was out by 9:51. It was like a 4-minute trade. Pretty good trade there. All right, let's look at the next trade here. All right, Zoom is an interesting ticker here because yesterday we had a huge rally and then sideways move for the rest of the day. So generally there were a lot of longs in this trade. And it makes sense to see some selling today, especially we were breaking below these lows. I was watching this support this morning, but I didn't take that trade this morning. But generally, that was it. You can see we retested it, sold off, and then it was bearish for the rest of the day. So I'll show you what I was watching here. And it was basically this. So you can see how we had this sell-off and then buy the dip type of move. Now, look at how the price consolidated after that. You can see that we came up, couldn't get above 116, and then we start to see signs of failure. Right there, that's a bearish signal, right? And you can see after that, look at this consolidation. It's just sideways fading. So generally, this is pretty bullish consolidation if the bulls are willing to show up and buy the dip again. But as you can see, it just sort of faded until it literally got below 113. Now, I was watching 113. It was a wall of support for at least 15 minutes. 113 would not budge. But what happened after that was the bulls were not able to show up. The market was weak, so it was helping ZM to go lower. And once ZM managed to get below 113 and then 112.50, which was the prior low of the day, it sparked a huge panic. And that was it. So I was in some puts around here. So we'll go in my broker platform. I'll show you those trades. So you can see, and I actually wasn't happy with my initial entry. I got in at 10.43 on ZM, right there, right on that failure that I showed you initially. So you can see here, we moved up and then we failed right away, got a bear break. So I was in those puts there. I think I overpaid for them because I did get in while the price was going down. So I didn't really like my initial entry. based on what it did afterwards. And you can see we just sideways consolidated. And basically, I was going to get out quick if we were going to start spiking above 116 here. 115.80, I was out. I would have been out of that trade at that point. But as you can see, we held on here and rolled over slowly. Once we broke below 114, it was 113. Now look how long 113 held for. From 11:08 until 11:20. That's how long 113 would not budge. Okay, but when it broke, look what happened. Boom. And if you look at, let me pull up the puts on the right side here. These puts did 540% today. I grabbed them at $90, sold one there, and then I sold the other one right at the top there at 170. Right at the end of this panic, literally. You can see I sold at 11.25. I was out. Out. I'm not playing around. Take the money and run, guys. So that's an example right there of money being trapped. I'll say it again. These guys bought the dip here. Then it faded. Guaranteed there were stop losses below this low. Once they got hit, sparked a huge panic. Puts went to the sky. I was in the puts. That's how it works, guys. Money gets trapped. You got to trade against trapped money. So those are my 2 trades for today, guys. I wish you a great weekend. If you have any questions about anything in this video, please send me a message. And all the best to you. Iron Maiden, take care.